Welcome back. So in the previous topic, we have been discussing about the specifications of a shaping machine, and then we have been discussing about our double housing planar mechanism. So in this video, mainly we're going to discuss about one thing is about the specifications of what are the major specifications should be there for a planar mechanism, and we're going to discuss about the introduction to the grinding. What is the grinding? What is the classification? And we're going to be discussing about the surface grinding machine. These are the three topics that we'll be discussing in this video. First, mainly we're going to discuss about the specifications of a planar mechanism. So the planar mechanism is one of the machine where it is a similar way the machining process can be done by in the form of in a shaping. So where the shaping machines cannot able to do that particular functions or in a materials like in a blocks. So here the plan in this planar mechanism in this planar machine, so that particular machining operations can be performed. So the planner is specified by the following parameters. So these are some of the parameters that has been followed by the specifications or parameters should be there for a selection of a planner machine. So mainly the radial distance between the top of the table and bottom of position of the cross rail. So the distance mainly the radial distance between the top of the table and bottom most position of the cross rail. Next one is about the maximum length of the table and maximum stroke of the table, where the because the workpiece table only it is will be reciprocating here. So that is one of the major reason that we should able to know the maximum length of the table and maximum stroke length of the table. Next, power of the motor and the range of speeds and feeds available, and type of feed and type of drives required, which type of drive mainly we are going to use for an machining process, that is to run the motors. And horizontal distance between two vertical housing, that is we have been seeing the top vertical and bottom housing. And then net weight of the machine. So what is the exact weight of the machine, and what is the floor area, the surface floor area, what is required to install this particular planar mechanism. So these are all about the specifications of planar mechanism. So now we're going to discuss about the grinding. So now we're going to discuss about the grinding. So grinding is also one of the type of an machining process. So grinding is also we call it as an abrasive machining, where is a process in which the material is removed in form of fine chips. The material will mainly removed. It will be in the form of fine chips. Almost the material how we going to be machining, it will be in the form of dust particles. That is because of the abrasive action is taking between the abrasive materials. So the generally the grinding is then employed with a thick layer of material has to be removed in a general cases of work, where mainly the thick materials has to be formed or to get in a good surface finish, where mainly we going to use as in a this grinding purpose, where surface finish is not important and for the finishing and polishing works on the parts already machined by some other machining process. So the mainly the grinding machining process can be done by where already finished and polishing works and the parts are already which are machined by some other machining process, already some other the machining process will be done by some other machines. So like for machining or like that is mainly for finishing and polishing works, mainly this grinding will be used, or this grinding machine purpose will be used. So the different types of grinding machines are the mainly the grinding machines are classified into majorly it has been classified into three categories. So one is surface grinding, cylindrical grinding, and centerless grinding. So based on these three grinding process only, the type of excess material or mainly it is not in a removal of excess material mainly. So mainly it is to make in a finishing and polishing works. For example, if you are making any casting process, some of the abrasive parts or excess parts will be produced on the surface of that particular casting. So in order to remove that only that particular bubbles are in a casting when on the casting machining process, so mainly we can able to use this grinding tool. So by using this the grinding tool, easily we can able to remove the first thing is easily we can able to remove that bubble particles on the machined surface, and we can able to get in a good surface finish and very smooth surface finish, and it will be used for an polishing works, that is to look surface finish to look surface finish good, we're going to use as in a polishing works on that parts already machined by some other machines, right? So that is one of the major use of a grinding purpose. So it will be formed in very thin chip, it will be formed in very fine chips, but almost it will be formed in the powder itself only, that is it will form the excess particles which will be removed, it will be formed in the form of dust particles only. So this is how majorly we can able to use the grinding machining process. So again, the grinding machining process has been classified into majorly three types. So the grinding methods are surface grinding, cylindrical grinding, and centerless grinding. These are all three depends upon the different types of applications. Mainly, it has been used in different purposes. So first, now we're going to see about a surface grinding. So mainly you can able to see the surface grinding. So surface grinding is one of the type of machining where we can able to remove that to get in a surface finish and polishing. Mainly we can able to use this surface grinding machine. So the function of the surface grinding machine is where you can able to see this. So it is in a protective guard where the guard protective guard is nothing but because of that very small chips will be formed. So the protective guard will be there where to the operator where the particles will not come out from this particular guard protective guard. So in this we can able to see the column where we can able to see the wheel guard. For that wheel guard we have been fixed in a grinding wheel. So it is made up of an abrasive grains, the grinding wheel, and here we can able to see the grinding wheel, and this is in a work table. So here the grinding wheel will be fixed, so we can able to see the work table. We can able to move or we can able to slide from with the help of the vertical feed. We can able to move towards the right and we can able to move towards the left. So here again it is will be protected by the particular protective guard on the both the side. So then you can able to see this feed dog where mainly it is holds a work table, and this is an table trans and wheel, that is a table transfer and wheel, that is while rotating the work table can able to be move on this rails which has been fixed in order to move on the particular direction. So this is nothing but a cross feed where to select the lever, and this is a vertical feed and wheel. So this is a base where it has been fixed on the particular grinding machine. So the grinding machine is not so heavy comparing with the other machines. So it is a normal grinding machine, and it has been this column where it has been connected to that column with a power control unit. So again the power control unit will be connected to the motor. The motor drives the this grinding unit. So when the grinding wheel starts rotating at a high speed, automatically here we in the work table we're going to fix the tool, sorry, workpiece. So here already in the grinding wheel, the grinding wheel will be fixed. So once what happens when the grinding wheel comes contact to the workpiece, when it is rotating this, when the grinding wheel comes contact to this workpiece, so automatically workpiece will be with the help of this table transfer handle we can able to rotate the table. When you are rotating this transfer handle, automatically the work table will starts rotating towards left and right. So toward it can able to move in this both the direction. So when it is moving the direction, so the grinding wheel will be continuously contact with the workpiece whenever it is moving in towards the right and left. So at that time what happens, so the good surface finish and it will forms like in the polishing can be obtained. So will be this process will be keep on repeating until the good surface finish and then a good polishing can be obtained. So this is how the surface grinding machine works. So in the surface grinding process, the grinding wheel revolves on a spindle and the workpiece is mounted on the reciprocating table as what we have been discussed in the figure, and it is brought contact with the grinding wheel. So grinding wheel will be brought contact with the grinding wheel, that is to the work table. So flat and irregular surfaces may be produced by the grinding surface, and the grinding machine is also used to grind a flat surface. Here the job is mounted on the rectangular table which moves longitudinally as well as the transfer direction below the rotating grinding wheel. So here the grinding will be rotating and it will be fixed there, but the workpiece that is the work table will be keep on moving longitudinally as well as the transfer direction below the this rotating grinding wheel. So whenever the grinding wheel and the job will be work job will be contact, so automatically the excess materials are in a finishing and the polishing process will be completed by using this grinding process. So this is how the grinding machine, that is the surface grinding machining process can be obtained. Thank you.